side of the ring because it's time for Ringside. Got a bunch of news lined up for you, ladies and gentlemen, so without further ado, we're just gonna whack! For what it's worth, Dave Meltzer wrote in the Daily Update that Seth Rollins, quote, has to make a decision. He'll likely address what he's doing for his knee on Raw. So at the time of this recording, Monday Night Raw already happened. So here's what I'm gonna do. I need everyone to put their hands in the air, okay? Okay, well, in the future, I need everyone to put their hands in the air to give me energy for the past, which wouldn't make any sense because he already made his decision. So, never mind. Put your hands back down. I take back what I said. I'll keep my hand in the air for energy, okay? I don't particularly know what he's going to say. If he's coming out to address it, I talked about this already because I said, oh, well, Wes Lee came out to address it, and he was seriously injured. Okay, I'm going to be optimistic, and I'm going to say that he's coming out to say something good. He's going to come out, and he's going to be like, yes, it is bad, because, I mean, he's got a torn meniscus, and I think it was like a torn MCL, right? And it wasn't an ACL tear. So, yes, it is bad. But it's not as bad as it initially seemed, and he's just going to miss the Rumble, and he's going to be back in time for Chamber, and he's going to be back in time for Mania. Because I already talked about the whole, oh, well, could he be here, could he be there type deal. So I think what's going to happen is he's just going to talk about how he is going to miss the Rumble, and he's going to be out for some time. I would say a month or two. I would say upwards of at least 2.5 months, but he will 100% be guaranteed be back in time for WrestleMania. I am assuming that is 100% what he's going to say. Okay, keeping my hand in the air for the good energy and the good vibes, and yeah, I mean, all in all, I think that is actually what is going to happen, though, so. Next, it's unclear when Kenny Omega will return, says the Wrestling Observer newsletter, because he's currently waiting for 7 weeks to see if he will need surgery for his diverticulitis. His condition was apparently so bad, surgery hasn't been an option so far, so they have to wait to find out how he progresses. At first, I was confused. So he's not getting surgery because they aren't sure what the next step of the process should be. So that's why he's waiting like 7 weeks. They're trying to like figure it out, I guess, sort of see where he is in the process of like having the diverticulitis, I guess, before they proceed with surgery, just to sort of know what to do properly. That's not good. But again, I'm glad to know that he did go when he did, because again, they said if he didn't go, it definitely would have been a very, very serious situation that he would have found himself in. There's not really much to say. He is currently he's not in the recovery process, but he is currently undergoing treatment, right? And, they are, looking him over and that sort of stuff. I mean, there's not really much else to say. It's kind of what you got to do when you're in there. You kind of got to wait to see what the doctors are going to say and how they're going to treat you. I mean, he's got to wait 7 more weeks on top of the weeks he's already, been dealing with the diverticulitis. Either way, right, goes without saying, we hope that he makes a speedy recovery and he's back sooner rather than later. Also, I just want to point out, at the time of this recording, Raw hasn't happened yet. At the time of this upload, Raw has already happened. I mixed up my words. I just wanted to clarify that. Moving over to NJPW, multiple NJPW sources told Sports Illustrated that Okada's decision to leave NJPW, quote, was not unexpected, nor did it catch anyone by surprise. His decision on whether to sign with WWE or AEW is, quote, expected to be made fairly soon, with TNA being a, quote, distant third option. I don't really know what more to say on this, because I feel like I've spoken on this quite enough now. And I mean, last episode's topic of discussion was where Okada was going to go. I went on a whole rant about where he could go and why WWE should nab him and all that sort of stuff. So I'm not going to bore you with the semantics and the details. The point of all of this is that he is a huge get, and it would make a lot of sense that WWE and AEW would be clamoring for, him to be on their roster, and I feel like AEW is probably going to be where he ends up going, just because he doesn't have to worry about getting his papers in order, to go to AEW and go back and forth between AEW and Japan, where he lives. And, WWE, again, would be very difficult for him because he would have to get his papers in order, and, I mean, Dragon Lee most recently, got into a bit of an issue with his visa, and, considering how long he's been with WWE and how long I would assume he's been in America, and the fact that he still is having these issues, that is something that sounds like Okada would get in a bit of a spat with at some point down the line, and maybe that is something that is going to sway his opinion. So at the end of the day, I still feel like WWE would do better with him, but just because AEW is more, what's the word here, flexible, right? I think that's where he's going to end up going at the end of the day. Him and Monet. So I could be wrong, right? I can't see seen in the future. I'm not Okada. So we're just, at the end of the day, we'll just have to wait and see. Moving back to WWE, Logan Paul has been training with Cameron Grimes to get ready for his match against Kevin Owens at Royal Rumble, according to PW Insider. That's good to know. Mainly because, it means that, one, he is taking this serious, and he wants to make sure that he puts on a good match, right? Two, he is getting, tips and techniques, right, from a professional. And again, good to know that he is trying to make sure that he does everything right. When he goes out there, although, in his defense, he's a great wrestler. Say what you want about the guy. He is a fantastic wrestler, and he's put on compelling matches, right? And he is great on the mic, It's almost like he is used to talking to a bunch of people, using a professional microphone. And, I think the feud so far has been great. I think he's been bouncing off of Kevin Owens very well and vice versa, right? And, I like his character that he's got so far, and I think the match is going to be great. And, I can't wait to see it. I know it's going to be great. I don't know if Kevin's going to win, I don't know if Logan's going to... I don't know. I am actually very unsure about the outcome of this match, which is actually what you won. So, looking forward to the match, and I can't wait to see what they do. Finally, Will Ospreay should be starting as a regular on AEW TV in February per The Observer. He is also scheduled for Revolution in Greensboro. That's good to hear. There's not really much else to say. We already knew he was going to be starting. He is going to be at Revolution. So that is not too far away. I mean, him debuting is not too far away. And also, that's enough time for him to get a rivalry or some type of feud going with somebody. I don't particularly know who it could be. Maybe it'll be Pac. Maybe Pac will return, right? And they'll have a good match, I don't know why I'm thinking of Orange Cassidy. I don't know why. I'm 90% sure it's not going to be Orange Cassidy, but I think it's just because I knew that they had a bunch of matches already, so maybe that's just a nice little, return match, just to sort of like, I guess, wet his whistle. I'm not 100% sure, but it's more than likely not going to be Cassidy. But yeah, again, not really much else to say. Still happy that he's going to be debuting. Can't wait to see what he ends up doing, and I'm looking forward to the match that he's going to be having at Revolution. What do we talk about? So again, Raw, at the time of this recording, hasn't happened yet, but at the time of this upload, it has already happened. So I don't know what Rollins had already said. Here we go. Wow, I can't believe he said that. There we go. I'm assuming that he's going to say, hey, I'm going to be up for Rumble, and I'm going to be back in time for Mania. So I have to put my hand, because you probably already did that. Anyway, I'll have to wait to see what he ended up saying. So Omega is still getting treatment. It seems like he's not getting surgery anytime soon because they have to figure out what the next step of the process is. Okay, now I need everyone to put their hands in the air, okay, and give him your energy and give him the positive vibes and the affirmations. And hopefully he makes a speedy recovery and he's back sooner rather than later. Okada sounds like he may just end up going to AEW along with Monet again, just for the sake of visa issues. Not that he has any, but I'm saying just to sort of sidestep that whole debacle anyway. Monet doesn't have to worry about that because she's already born in America, but well, I'm assuming she is. Either way, Okada more than likely is going to have to deal with that, so it seems like that is why he is going to go to AEW, so he doesn't have to deal with that. Logan Paul's training with Cameron Grimes. Good. Going to be a great match. He already knows how to wrestle. The fact that he's even getting training for Cameron Grimes means that he wants to put on the best match possible, and excited to hear that. Can't wait to see what the match is going to be like. And Will Ospreay is starting as a regular on AEW TV in February. Apparently there's an R in February. Literally just found that out today, so the more you know. Again, not really much else to say. Excited for when he starts. He's already wrestled with AEW, so like if he didn't wrestle with AEW at all, this would be way more of a big deal, but he's already had a bunch of matches on pay-per-views and a bunch of feuds and stuff like that, So again, not really a bunch to romp and rave about, but now he's going to be an AEW regular, so we're going to see him on TV more. He's going to have a bunch of fantastic matches, right? And can't wait to see what match he ends up getting into at Revolution. Folks, that's going to do it for this episode. Hopefully everybody has a wonderful tonight and a wonderful tomorrow. And as always, big hugs. Big hugs all around.